Hey, what's up guys? My name is Auto. I'm also known as the Slurpee Maker. Today I want to talk about is if you studying for a career really something that you should be worrying about, or if you should think about doing something else because there is so much competition. Well, if you aren't fast enough as the market standards go, then you will be left behind. Now, some people have lots of circumstances that they aren't able to fit the role or find the right fit for their career change, even though they're interested in the career. I don't really know, but if you see something and you try to become it, then you have to deal with people finding the best and easiest methods through sharing intellectual property and methods of learning so that they could be the most successful. In this case, we have a new sort of elimination where you could befriend your boss or something, and you have to be likable by your boss, and then she could eventually turn on you and say that, hey, you've got some issues that you need to deal with, we're just your boss here, and things like that. Well, if you are studying, then it's because you're trying to achieve something. But here's the thing, now that about most of the world doesn't have an arranged marriage system like the Indians and the Arabs, they're not well aware of the possibilities of elimination and homelessness that you could possibly endure because of female competition. Now, what I mean is that if there are so many jobs out there that their positions are being filled up, and you have to deal with women who are saying that they could be your competing force and men, well, now there's not enough jobs at all. Because here's the thing, we're gonna sort for a nice employee who's able to fit in to our massive system, who plays sports in the USA, who does this in the USA, watches sports, goes out, does this, is not a nuisance, and we will have a nice team with us. Now, if you're unable to fit with our team, let's say find similarities, well, we're not really discriminating against you because this is our team that we're searching for the best employee. We are looking for the best candidate for our team. And if you aren't this person who's sort of fit in with American culture, then you're going to be this guy or this immigrant who's coming to America. And even if you're born in the USA, you're going to come off as, hey, this guy is trying to get something. He's trying to fit in. Half of the people will let you in, and a good majority will not let you in. And this is how you stay out of the competition, even though it's been discussed. Now, I have personally witnessed tons of discrimination and competition and harassment in all sorts of ways. Even at a government level, there are many topics that are being brought up. Let's say, why is these policies of human rights constantly being brought up when it's not the same for throughout the world, even though this Western science is we're all human beings? Well, different nations have different solutions, even though they might ask the US for help. The US nations always put these sanctions of what these different races and different cultures are supposed to do because of what human rights and what they believe is to be correct throughout the experiences and the immigrants that they've seen from the nations in their land, in the USA. Now, if you're trying to get a job, well, good luck, because you have to fit in with Americans and make sure that Americans are a part of your team and they like you. And if you're not, then they're gonna say, hey, let's try to start a system and get you assimilated for your next job interview. And what that means is that they're going to have someone, an ambassador, someone to represent, go back to your country and say, hey, we need this to happen, yada, yada, yada. We don't really like how he has this sort of demeanor, that where he comes from, what experiences he had in the US, what experiences he had in the immigrant country that he's come from. And he's not going to really fit in and get a job. Now, two systems here are mental health or homelessness. You either fall into mental health and you become this outstanding citizen that everyone has expected you to be of, that you're just simply studying, you're just going to work, you're not thinking too much about how to complete the system, you're just doing a job. That's great and all, but there are other expectations to your job that you might not be able to fill because you have certain circumstances that is not in line with how the USA has built their system, or what everyone is going to agree with or find comfortable for them to also partake in the job system that you have been employed for. And The other thing that you might have to think about is that competition between women, they might coerce you, they might be seductive and things like that at work. I don't know if it's all workable or legal at work now for them to just come across as, hey, I'm your buddy, your pal. No one in this world is your buddy or pal. They're all out there to be selfish and survive themselves. But you have teams that you need to work with, so you need to come up with a persona. You need to come up with something that's fake, that's real, that's workable, that's doable. But if you're unable to work in these sort of tight situations where you need to come up with this sort of attitude to get by and fake it till you make it, well, you're just a worthless liar. To me, at least. Because the experiences that I had literally led me to working harder instead of coming up with something that's sort of the face of your interest before you do anything. What I mean is, you're just not going to go anywhere if you come across as fake or if you come across as real. You have to find a balance. And that's what I discovered in the USA. And that's what I'm talking about. You have female competition, you have male competition. You can't be seductive, you can't do this, you can't do that. You can't be too stern, you can't say you brought up your family, you brought your family into this. You have to be perfect. And is that even possible? Well, apparently God is going to give you this divine intuition that you're going to know what to do about it. But who's that to be? The Pope, the church, the government officials? We don't know who that is. But either way, you have to know what it is. And that's what I think about the USA. Why isn't there such a ridiculous system of being able to do whatever you want without being discriminated? But you have to get people to spend their money for your company, and they have to find it comfortable enough and cool enough for them to spend it. So how are you supposed to do that? Nobody knows. Everyone says go out, go do this, do that, know this song, know this dance, know this theatrical, know this movie. Whatever it is, it's just gotta work. But in the end of the day, none of it really matters. So what you gotta do is you gotta lie and tell the truth. But how do you do that? No one knows. Even the government doesn't know. All they do is reestablish policies that is on paper of what we believe in, like the Constitution. And they say, hey, this is our interest that we've seen them do with Gaza, Israel, China, India, Bangladesh, Russia. We've seen them do it all the time. They're saying that these are our interests. This is what you have to do. People do them, and people don't get them, you get fired. People don't get them, people do them, they get fired. They do this, they do that, they don't get them, they get fired. So right now we're at this tipping point in the United States of America where we don't know what to do, and we do know what to do. Half of people are doing this, half of people are doing that. And it's like skin color and all this nonsense that goes around, hair texture and all this stuff that they don't want to be quality for you to be influencing your company, having a say in your company. Things like that, like racism and selective nature and things like that. But people just don't know what to do. They just say USA is the best, and the USA just racks up the salary just by coming up with things. But people don't know what to say about it. They just let anything happen, I suppose. But if they did let anything happen, none of us would be fired. This is the thing about knowing and being in the professional field. Even if you are a gig worker, you just don't know what to do because they're constantly changing and they're saying that this is right, this is wrong. But people experience different things and they all have their opinions. So it has to do with the education of each individual in the USA and the world. What they know, what he knows, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you just have your certification and you just stay quiet and don't let anyone talk to you. If you have to talk to someone at work, all you do is say, I'm just doing my job. But if you do that, you might come off as unproductive. You see, this is why I think you shouldn't worry about coming to the USA. You should just stay in your own country and just build there. It's not because I don't want you to compete with us here. It's because I don't believe in competition. I don't want you to waste your time and feeling upset that you come to a different place or something, or you move to a different city in the US and you're saying that, hey, this is a really good opportunity, but in fact it's just all the same nonsense that they're not letting you achieve goals because they want to be successful. They have the majority vote, and it comes back down to democracy of who has the power. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and see you for the next one.